Hey y'all, this is Kylie from Wild Lemon Fitness. Thanks so much for joining us in our online studio. Let's work out.
Hi friends, Rachel here. We're going to get into a little barre basics class today. So all you need for this class is a ball, and if you don't have a ball, that's totally fine. You can get a little towel and roll it up. You'll see what we're going to get into, and you can kind of decide from there. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to come right down to the mat. Grab your ball right away, or your little makeshift ball. It's going to be something pretty squishy. It's going to go right in between your thighs, just above your knees. And then we're going to round all the way back. From here, pull those abs in. I want you to reach your arms all the way up. Exhaling as you curl yourself up. You're just peeling those shoulders up off the mat. Just slightly pull the abs in. Squeeze the shoulder blades back together, and then flip those palms to face down. We're going to keep those feet down so you can really engage your abs here. And you're just going to start to pump those arms like you're slapping water. So nice, slow, deep breaths right here. Big inhale. Then exhale, pulling those abs in a little bit deeper with every exhale. And we're just going to do a couple of breaths right here just to get a little warm up in. And one more breath. You're just firing up the abs right here. Big exhale and release. You can hug those knees in if that feels good. Maybe a little rock side to side. Shake it out. I want you to lift those legs up if they're still on the ground. Curl yourself up. So you're peeling your nose up to your knee, pulling those abs in, rolling the shoulders back and down. You're going to reach the arms forward. And from here, you're just going to extend everything out nice and long and then pull it right back in. So big inhale as you open. Exhale as you close, keeping a good squeeze on that ball here. So really just firing up your upper and lower abs, waking up those limbs, going at your own pace, finding that breath. Last one here, we're gonna hold it out, take a nice little light grip to your thighs, and just keep that little squeeze on the ball. Hold it right here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Set those feet back down. We're going to reach the arms long overhead. We're going to round all the way up so you can keep your feet flat. I personally like to flex mine. I just feel like it gives me a little bit more traction. So whatever you want to do here, your roll-up's going to come from your abs. So big inhale. Exhale, you're going to round all the way up. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, round all the way back. So you're using that core here, using your breath as well. Squeeze from the abs to lift. And then inhale back to lower. So we're just gonna do 2 more of these. Short little warm up here. Get everything moving, all that blood flowing. Last one, we're gonna hold it up. From here, I want you to just float those toes. They're just hovering, and you can always set them down if you need to. We're just gonna squeeze that ball, a little squeeze, squeeze for 5, 4, abs in. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Relax, shake out those shoulders. I want you to swing your legs around. And we're gonna come right into a little forearm plank here. So you're coming down to your forearms. You're gonna extend your legs straight back behind you. If this is too much pressure on any of your joints or it feels too hard, drop down to the knees, bring the heels in, pull the abs in. So find whatever works for you here. And from here, we're just gonna squeeze that ball. So little squeeze, squeeze. Feet are gonna be hip width. You're really gonna feel your core right here. And you wanna roll those shoulders back and down. So this is a full body exercise right here, this forearm plank. So find that breath, big inhale and exhale. You can bring a little bend in the knees if that feels better. Holding it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set those knees down, and then we're gonna shift back. So now we're nice and warm. Get a little stretch in here. And slowly rolling all the way up. Setting that ball off to the side. And from here, we're gonna come to standing. You're gonna find your makeshift bar. So wherever that is at your house, maybe it's your kitchen island, your countertop, your table, maybe a dresser, anything like that. You just want something kind of stable for you. From here, we're gonna bring those heels together, toes apart. Keep putting the ball down in my own way. Heels together, toes apart. So when I say that, I want you to look down at your feet. Think of making just a little V, a little pizza slice with your feet. So it's not a half a pizza, it's just a regular old pizza slice. Roll those shoulders back and down, pulling the abs in, little bend in the knees. And from here, I want you to extend one of your legs nice and long. So when you look down, you're looking at your inner thigh right here, and that's the muscle that's gonna be working. So shoulders back and down. You can bring that free hand to your hip. You can face that bar if that feels better. From here, you're just gonna lift that leg just a couple inches and then lower it right back down. So squeezing from that inner thigh muscle to lift and lower, and you're using your breath here. So exhale to lift and inhale to lower. And we're just gonna do a couple of these, keeping it pretty simple today. Finding that breath, letting it help you, pulling the abs in, they're working here as well. And we're gonna do 2 more of these. And last one, hold it lifted. We're gonna draw tiny little circles with your toes. So if you need to, you can always lower that leg a little bit. So again, you're just working that inner thigh. So nothing crazy here. Here's 3, 2, and 1, and then reverse that circle. Little circle, circle. Close your eyes if you need to. Maybe that inner thigh is starting to burn, and that's okay. You can always shake it out. Here's 3, 2, and 1. From here, we're gonna hold that leg lifted. Just do tiny lift, little lower. So little lift, little lower. You're pulling the abs in. Right here, still getting into that inner thigh, keeping a tiny bend in that standing leg. You don't wanna lock out your supporting joints, and keeping those shoulder blades squeezed together. So we're gonna do 3 more lifts right here, and then we're gonna switch sides. Here's 2. And last one, set that leg down. You're gonna shake it out, maybe roll those feet if you need to, making that pizza slice one more time, shoulders back and down, that chin is lifted. You're gonna extend that opposite leg, and we're just gonna lift and then lower. So just a couple of inches here. And again, that inner thigh is working, controlling it on the way down. So try not to kick that leg up and then drop it. It's all controlled here from that muscle. Couple more of these, find that breath, letting it help you. Here's 2, and hold this next one lifted. Draw those same little tiny circles. It doesn't have to be big. I want you to focus on that inner thigh muscle here. Here's 3, 2, and 1, and then reverse that circle. Finding that breath, keeping your abs engaged. They're helping you with your balance as well as that bar, so make sure you have that makeshift bar nearby. Here's 2, and 1, hold it lifted. Do a tiny little lift and a little lower. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower here. So really working that inner thigh. You're almost done with that inner thigh here. Here's 4 more. 3, 2, and last one, set it down, shake it out. We're done with that. Again, roll out those feet if you need to. So we got the inner thigh, and we wanna do the whole entire leg here. So I want you to reach down, grab your ball. Your feet are gonna be hip width apart and parallel, and a lot of people don't know what hip width means. They think their hips are out wider than they actually are. You wanna keep your hips, knees, and ankles, everything's in alignment here. Grab your ball. Your rolled up towel, whatever you have, it's gonna go right in between your thighs, just above your knees. Bring that opposite hand to your hip. You can keep your feet flat if that feels good. If you want a little bit of a challenge, you're gonna lift those heels all the way up, bending the knees, sinking the seat down. Again, abs in always, shoulders back and down always. And we're just gonna do a little squeeze and a little release. Little squeeze, a little release. So you're working that quad here, but you're getting a little bonus inner thigh work with that squeeze on the ball. So think big squeeze, tiny release, super controlled on that release here. Just a couple more of these. Finding that breath. Shoulders are gonna be stacked right over those hips here. And you wanna make sure that you don't roll out on those ankles. Again, keeping everything in alignment. Here's 2. And the last one, hold that little squeeze on the ball. We're gonna lower the seat down and then lift. So just a few inches here, a little lower, a little lift. And maybe you're shaking like I am, and that's totally fine. Just try to breathe through it. It burns a little bit, and that's okay. Inhale, exhale. We're gonna do 4 more of these, and then we're gonna hold it about halfway. So here's 2. And last one, hold it halfway. Here's the challenge. I'm gonna turn sideways so you can see me. You're gonna hold it halfway. You're just gonna lower the heels, and then lift. So think you have a book on your head right here. Try to keep it all in your thighs. And they might be shaking, and that's okay. And if you don't have a ball or a towel, you can always just squeeze your thighs together as well. So keep that in mind. Little lower, little lift. Finding that breath. I'm gonna turn back here so I can see you. Whew, it's burning already. Take a break if you need to, shake it out, grab some water, grab a sweat towel. Totally fine. Last one, we're gonna hold this one lifted, sink down maybe 1 more inch, and we're gonna hold it here, just breathe for 8. Here's 6. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand it up. Lose that ball, shake it out. We're gonna get a quick little stretch in here, and then we're gonna go right into some seat work. So I want you to face your makeshift bar. Feet are gonna be hip width. You're gonna bring one heel into your seat. With that same hand on that same side, little bend in that standing leg, pressing the top of that foot down into your hand, getting a little stretch in that quad, that top of your thigh there. And then slow down that breathing. Nice, slow, deep breaths. One more breath here. Set it down, shake it out, and then we're gonna switch legs, evening out that stretch, small bend in that standing leg, shoulders back and down, pulling those abs in for balance. One more breath here. Set it down, shake it out. All right, so we don't need the ball for this one, but we are gonna stay facing your makeshift bar, whatever that is. I want you to take a nice, light, wide grip. Excuse me. So one more time, we're gonna bring those heels together, toes apart. Shoulders back and down. I want you to extend one of your legs. I'm gonna start with my right so you can see me, out to the diagonal. So what that means is if you look over your shoulder, you should be able to see that foot in your periphery. So keep that in mind. Leg is gonna be straight. You can point your toe if it feels good. Really important, you wanna soften the bend in that standing leg. You never wanna lock out your supporting joints. Pull those abs in. And from here, we're just gonna do a little lift and a little lower. Super simple, lift and lower. And you're working that side seat right there. That's the muscle you're getting into right here. So we're starting with the side seat. We're gonna go right into the base after we switch legs, getting a full rounded seat workout here. So a little exhale, lift, inhale, lower. So try not to lift from the leg, really focus. That outer thigh is working here, but I want you to really focus on squeezing from that muscle that you're focusing on here to lift and lower that leg. So again, you're not kicking the leg up. You wanna keep that neutral spine, lift, and then control on the way down. So no real arching of the back. Keeping everything neutral. It's a pretty small range here. We're gonna do 2 more of these, lift, lower, hold this one lifted, and we're just gonna do some little lifts on this side. So little lift, lower, super small, even smaller range than we were just doing. And you're really gonna start to feel that burn, but that's okay, because after this, we're done and we're gonna switch sides. So don't worry about it. Little lift, lower, finding that breath. Exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. We're gonna do 5 more of these. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. I know you're feeling that burn. Shake it out. Ooh, I'm feeling it in my side seat. Heels together, toes apart. One more time. So again, you're making that little pizza slice. You're gonna extend that opposite leg, soften in that standing leg. Again, make sure, look over your shoulder, make sure you can see that leg. You don't want it straight behind you or straight out to the side. It's gotta be to that diagonal. So find that, whatever that means to you today. Softening the bend in that leg, you're gonna lift that leg and then lower it down. Little lift, little lower. Really squeezing from that side seat, just like we did on the other side. And it's really easy in this position. And I'm gonna turn this way so you can see me. Your standing leg, especially on the second side, is gonna start to hurt. It's still working. You can sink into that standing leg. You don't wanna do that. So really keep in mind to try and keep that hip lifted just slightly above the other. We're gonna do a couple more of these. And you can always face your makeshift bar and shift over into that working side hand. So keep that in mind as well. Last one right here, we're gonna hold it lifted, do a little lift, lower, even smaller range right here. Roll those shoulders back and down, try to put all that tension into that side seat that's working. So not that standing leg, keeping tension out of that standing leg as much as you can. It's already burning. All right, we're gonna do 5 more of these. Here's 4, 3, 2, and last one. Set it down. Ooh, my standing leg was shaking. All right, from here, we're gonna come down to the floor. So I'm gonna move my makeshift bar out of the way, and we're gonna take a seat. Well, you're gonna come down to all fours. You're not actually gonna take a seat. Take a seat if you need to. Take a little break. Roll out those wrists. I want you to find your ball. And from here, you're gonna come down to all fours. So hands are gonna be right underneath your shoulders. Bring them out a little bit wider. Soft bend in the elbows. You're gonna extend that leg, whichever side you wanna start with. That ball's gonna go behind your knee. So again, resetting here, knees right underneath your hips. Soft bend in the elbows. You have a good little squeeze on that ball. From here, we're gonna lift that leg up. So you're working from that base of your seat. This time, pull the abs in, keeping the chin lifted. You're gonna lower the leg, and then lift. Super simple, little lower, little lift. Holding a good squeeze on that ball. So a little hamstring curl right there. And you're getting into that base of your seat. So right where your hamstring meets your glute, that's what you're working, and that's what helps lift up that seat and makes it a little bit more round. So that's what we're doing right here. You wanna press over into that left side a little bit more so than your right, keeping everything balanced. And keep breathing. Already almost done with this entire workout. You're doing a great job. I'm right here with you. I'm a little shaky. Pull those abs in. Let's do one more of these. We're gonna hold it lifted, and from here, I just want you to squeeze that ball. So a little squeeze, squeeze. A little hamstring curl right there. So if you don't have a ball, it's that same exact motion. Same thing. So if you need to lose that ball, that's what you're doing. You're still doing that hamstring curl. So just a couple more of these, and then we'll switch sides. Shoulders back and down out of your ears. Really pull those abs in because they're working right here. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Set that leg down, removing the ball. Get a little stretch in if you need it, and then we're gonna do that same thing on the other side. So bringing that ball behind the knee, bringing the heel in, hands out a little bit wide, knees under the hips. Soften the bend in the elbows, squeeze from that base of your seat to lift that leg up. Again, you don't wanna arch. Same thing as standing. You don't wanna arch that back. You wanna keep a neutral spine. Keeping a flat spine here. Pull the abs in, that'll help. And you're just gonna lower that leg and then lift. So finding that range that works for you. Little inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Finding that breath here, finding that determination. Always taking a break if you need it. Listen to your body. But you're almost done, so don't quit on yourself. Let's do 3 more of these. Here's 2. Last one, holding it lifted, same thing, little squeeze, squeeze. So again, if you don't have that ball, you're squeezing a towel, or you're just doing a little hamstring curl, but you're squeezing from that base of your seat to hold that leg at the same height as much as you can. If you need to lower it, that's totally fine. Shooting energy out through those fingers, keeping a nice wide grip to that mat. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set that leg down. Grab the ball, set it off to the side. Take a seat on that mat. We're gonna get a quick little stretch in. So you're gonna extend those legs out nice and long. Feet are gonna be hip width, so straight down, little flex in the feet. Big inhale, arms all the way up. Keep those shoulders out of your ears. Exhale, fold forward. You're gonna grab whatever you can reach, whether that be your shins, your arches of your feet, your calves. Drop the shoulders, drop the head. Maybe a little rock side to side if that feels good. Gently pulling yourself in, really stretching out the backs of those legs and that lower back. And slowly rolling it all the way up. Roll those shoulders back and down. And you are all finished with our quick little bar workout. So maybe go find one of our cool downs if you want a little extra stretch. And I hope to see you back here very soon.